The set has been graced with the presence of the ever adorable Apioko Seiram Ashong Abe, the head of programs production here at ChannelOne TV. I'm tempted to put out the pet name, but I'm going to hold myself.
Let's withhold it.
I'm going to hold myself.
Let's withhold it.
And not do that, yeah. But after the show, yeah, we'll get back to our old selves and then we can continue live. Good morning.
I mean, you know, you show up with all this brightness.
Yeah, I heard you were coming.
No. This has nothing to do with me. It's you all day, every day.
Happy.
All day, every day.
Good morning to you once again.
Good morning again.
It's the polka dots for me.
Yeah, I'm channeling my inner Bridgerton. You know?
Wow. All right, let's get into the papers this morning. What are the papers saying?
So we have, and that's a show on, you know,
yeah,
that's
later tonight.
Later tonight.
Actually at 9 p.m.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is, with the Vivian Kai Loco. All right, so the Ghanaian Times this morning has the major headline on the front page. Torrential rains pummel Boku. And it says it ravages over 20 communities and has razed numerous farmlands. Now, that is alarming.
Very alarming.
That is alarming.
Especially coupled with the fact that there's the spillage of the Bagri Dam.
Exactly.
But in another breath, and quite opposite, there's drought in other parts of the northern part of Ghana.
We just can't tell what the weather is doing, you know, and I think that, you know, we've said this over and over again, that one, clearly we have some of these problems. The Bagri Dam, pretty much every year for the past 10 years, it's being spilled around. And this time, even a little earlier. Usually we'd expect it to happen in September. Yeah. We haven't quite reached September.
Exactly.
Okay. We know that these days it's difficult to predict the rainfall patterns, the very dry weather, because climate change is upon us and the whole world. So we really need to get talking about, you know, how we are addressing these things. I know that there are cultural nuances. Some of the families wouldn't like to relocate because their lands are ancestral lands and all that. Also, sometimes it's just uncertainty. If I go to a new place, will I really be able to survive? But we really need to sit down as a nation and address some of these things, because we can't be having these headlines day in, day out, every year. Are we not tired?
We are actually, and that's the more reason why we should put in mitigating measures to ensure that these, I mean, nature will always take its course, right? But as humans, we should be able to put in mitigation measures to minimize the effects of nature.
Absolutely.
You get it? My biggest problem is the danger it portends for food security. If water is destroying farmlands in one part, drought is destroying crops on the fields. I'm not sure how much of a buffer we have.
And you see, that's the thing. It's been very much Yankongwa.
Yeah, well,
you know,
business as usual for us.
We've spoken a lot again about our silos. What are we doing with our silos? I mean, you travel different parts of the country. We're in Accra. Not too far is Tema. You move around that area, you see the remnants of the silos, you know. What are we doing in terms of food storage, food processing? One of the reasons why we're even doing this is Ghana, right? What are some of the technologies, some of the business models that Ghanaians have been working on that we may not be aware about? How can we partner with some of these people to process our vegetables, our fruits, our perishable grains, so that we are making sure that, you know, when there's a drought, we still have some of these things there. You travel around the world, tomatoes. You can get, when you enter a supermarket, you have the tomato paste as we know it, but there are also crushed tomatoes, so they are canned with water to, you know, or some of them in brine to preserve them. Some of them too, they have the whole tomato, so they've been deskinned. And I mean, at least perennially, you have these things. We really need to get talking and see how we address this. Otherwise, we'll be here one day, as it happened some time ago. You have the money to buy the food, but there's no food available. And we should all be worried about it.
Yes, and it also brings up the issue about storage. You mentioned the silos, right? I think it was you I was having a conversation with the other day. This Accra Digital Center here. I used to do some work for WFP. I used to do some transport work for them. We used to load food from Accra Digital Center. It was a warehouse. You get it? So we load CSV, that's the corn soya blend, and maize from here. all the way to Niger, because they were feeding, the hunger-stricken areas. And so we'll go all the way from here through Kulungugu, one of the border towns up north, and then we'll take it to Niger. But today, we don't have that. And farmers are complaining about post-harvest losses. Well, now there won't even be any harvest at all because the crops are being destroyed on the farms.
Precisely. But we
it's
really
dangerous.
there are pictures on, here.
It's dangerous.
There's one here, farmlands along the Wai Volta and Bokuas district submerged. And you can see it. The water has just covered everything. Crops on farmlands in Zibila submerged following recent torrential rains in Upper East. We can't continue living like this.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's another headline here. Don't declare results of December 7 polls. And this is what the Peace Council is cautioning the media not to do.
Yeah.
Now, it's election season. We're dealing with so many things. We're dealing with disinformation, misinformation, all these things. And I agree. The media, we shouldn't be caught being used as a tool to spread some of these things. And especially when the elections do happen. Let's wait for the official collation results to come through. Too many times. So yes, the analysis is there. The numbers are coming per experience. We can usually make some projections and whatnot. But there have been instances when people have gone ahead to declare ahead of the Electoral Commission. We shouldn't do that. And then also, I would like to urge our viewers, populace, when you see the results coming in, unless you've seen an official declaration, don't run with it because people act on these things. Oh, but I heard this media house say this. So it is not true. And then that's when you begin to feel the violence and all that we are trying to avoid. So.
And we should be careful. There's a body mandated by law with the autonomy and, of course, the independence to handle elections from the beginning to the end of the process to the declaration of the results. I think we should take a step back and allow the body do its work. That's the Electoral Commission.
Agreed.
Do its work and do it thoroughly and go ahead and make that declaration. Every media house want to take pride in being the first to break the news and all that. But considering the magnitude of this election, especially and how important it is in our fourth Republican dispensation, we should be careful not to rush to call the results. Don't call the elections. It is not your work. That is not why you are established as a media house.
Now we have new media. Social media is
Exactly.
there. There are all sorts of internet portals and whatnot. So once you do that, before you can fix the damage, if there's any damage to be fixed, it would have traveled far and wide.
It's gone.
So it's a great call by the Peace Council, and in this time and season,
the volatility in which we are, we should be careful to be sure to boldly announce and declare that whatever results, until certified by the EC, are provisional and not official results.
Precisely.
So we don't go causing any confusion anywhere. It's really important.
Agreed. And then there's a picture here of Dr. Bernard Okoboy, our Minister of Health, and he's saying dialysis service now available at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And we know that for about a year now, this dialysis conversation has been, in and out, and it's good to hear that that is the case.
Well, we're hopeful that it's sustained, because yesterday the patients actually picketed.
As they should.
Yeah.
Maybe on our health segment, either on Breakfast Daily or Breakfast Daily Weekend or Sunday Breakfast here on ChannelOne TV, we should really delve into what dialysis is, because I don't really think many Ghanaians understand the lifeline that dialysis is for someone living with kidney disease.
Right. Okay. Let me take you to the Daily Graphic this morning. Major stories from COCOBOD, and says COCOBOD breaks 32-year loan cycle, buys 2024-2025 season cocoa with own funds. Okay. Get Fund completes over 3,000 projects. Deterioration of petroleum revenue funded projects worrying. This according to Nana Kweku Day. And droughts. 1.18 billion Ghana cedis agric investment in danger. No. So exactly what we were saying early on.
Look at that. Just look at that.
It's 1.18 billion Ghana cedis agric investment in danger.
So I'm hoping that with these news items, headlines coming out, the right authorities, the people in charge of our Greek sector, so that would be the ministry, the minister, all the agencies that work with that agency or that ministry, you know, I want to hear us talking about irrigation. I want to hear us talking about maybe cyclical water systems that we can use to, you know, keep our farms wet when there's a drought. And now, you know, there's so many technologies because the whole world is talking about sustainability. There are so many technologies that are more mechanical than chemical, or even it's not very big tech and machinery. There are so many simple things that people can do irrigation-wise. And when you have a water body around, it becomes a little easier to do some of these things. So I think that we should be having very robust and consistent conversations about irrigation, just as we are having on the other side about how to keep water at bay to prevent the flooding.
We should be able to utilize the water. We
should
be
talking about it like the next few hours. This should be sitting on someone's table.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, whether we like it or not, we are feeling the effects of climate change.
Absolutely.
However, we have bodies, organizations such as the CSIR. They are developing climate tolerant seeds.
They are doing the work.
But the research is sitting on the table because somebody is not paying attention to the
They're doing the work. Our researchers are doing the work. You know.
Anyways.
I
mean, it's sad. It's sad that we are in this state as a country after how many years of independence, and we are suffering some of these challenges. And we think the better conversation to be having is who founded what. Anyways, what do you have?
On that note, we have the daily guide here. And again, they have this story, Kolibu reopens outpatient dialysis unit. And then there's a big story here on the front page of the daily guide. IGP dispels militia training rumors. And I mean, the last few days we've heard some of these rumors that, you know, the Ghana Police Service is saying that they're training militia men in Kwewu.
I think it's cyclical. Every election year we hear some of these things.
Of course. And, you know, people have their fears. People have their fears because of the kind of anxiety and tension that elections bring. But the IGP is saying that it is not true, and I would like to trust the IGP on his word. Then we have here as well, 95 NDC members in Ashanti defect to MPP. That is what is being said here.
Okay.
You know, again, election wahala. Then there's a picture here of the Honorable Minister for you know, our foreign minister, foreign affairs and regional integration. And the story here is Ghana and Sri Lanka boost ties.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then there's one here as well. Baumia engages media on Sunday. So we're looking forward to see what comes out of that.
Well, I'll take you to the Chronicle newspaper real quick. You remember the District Road Improvement Program that was launched by the President. The Chronicle is reporting that Bono grabs 99 drip machines. You can see pictures on the front page. The $3 million African Games cash controversy. GBC boss fires. Minister responds. Will Professor Al-Hassan hit back again? Is a question the Chronicle is asking. Now put out credentials of Baumia and Ahafo Ano North PC, that's the parliamentary candidate, and Malcolm mourns late Godwin Avenogbo, the Grandmaster, may his soul rest in peace.
Really sad.
There's one also on the top right-hand corner. It says, Tonto Chrome, Asanko Gold, Ampas will be solved. This is according to Meku Duka, Deputy Lands Minister. That's it for the Chronicle newspaper this morning.
Okay, we have the new finder here, and there's a picture of the Minister of Agric, Brian Achampong there. Agric, 200,000 youth to be engaged in the planting, the PFJ, Planting for Food and Jobs 2.0 program. Now, the story is on page 2, and I'm sure if we were to delve into it, we'll get more details as to exactly how that's going to happen. But again, I'm sure that story will unfold after a while.
I'm sure when viewers go out there to the newspaper stands, they can grab a copy and get the details in there.
Definitely.
Yes, but thank you so much, Apioko.
Thank you for having me,
Nana. It's been an absolute pleasure, and Have a great day. Yeah?
You too.
Yes, but when you go online, ChannelOneNews.com, CityNewsroom.com, we have a host of stories out on those platforms, from your current affairs, politics, general news, sports, health. They're all there. ChannelOneNews.com, as well as CityNewsroom.com. Go on there and, of course, read those stories. Get informed and get educated as well.